Hello, my name is Ty Gates, and this is my video presentation for my EDU 580 class on educational technology. Today I'm going to be talking to you about two different Web 2.0 tools and then one mobile app that you could use as an educational administrator. So principal, assistant principal, superintendent, so forth. I'm going to discuss each one and then show you how to use them, and then also go into advantages and disadvantages with each one that I'm going to show you. Today I'm going to start by showing you Twitter, which Twitter is a great resource, or can be a great resource for an administrator, because you can collaborate on Twitter and you can also follow those who are interested in the same things as yourself. This is what Twitter looks like online. This would be my homepage. In order to get started, what you would need is you'd have to come up with a Twitter handle whenever you sign in. And as you can see, mine is @TyGates right here. And as of right now, it would probably be difficult to come up with a Twitter handle because there are over 200 million being used. So you kind of have to get creative in what fits you. Some things that you can see on Twitter. It shows you your followers. Right now I have 133 different people who follow me. You can see who follow you on this page here. Okay. Um, you can also go back and click on people who you follow. And right now I think I follow 94. Yeah, I follow 94 handles, and these are some examples of them. Here's some educational handles that I follow right here. I teach physical education, so there's some examples of some physical education handles that I follow. To see updated tweets, it's called your timeline. If you go to your home page, this is what that looks like. Follow Jared Langford. He's a sports editor for our Monett Sports, or for our Monett Times. There's some Kansas City Royals stuff, some St. Louis Cardinals stuff. As of right now, the educational tweet or handles that I follow haven't updated any tweets, so that's why you don't see any there right now. You can search different things. So if I wanted to search different education topics, you type in education, and it would take you to any tweet that had education in it. Okay, so there are some examples of those. Another thing you can do, if I wanted to, let's say, search on digital citizenship. I did this earlier. So if I was to go to one of my educational handles that I follow, once it loads, okay, so if I clicked here on my Common Sense Educators, and to see what their updated tweets were, this hashtag right here, that would be the topic that they're discussing. So like I said, this stands for digital citizenship, and it would bring up anything that had to do with digital citizenship. As you can see, the hashtag DIGCIT. So right here would be a great post by Kathy Cassidy on introducing digital citizenship concepts to young children. So I could click here and read that post. Like I said, you can collaborate with other people who have the same ideas as you. It is a great resource for an administrator. Now, I do want to go over some advantages and disadvantages that you can see through Twitter as an administrator. And this is the slide here. Some advantages would be you can easily collaborate with other administrators. Again, if I follow other administrators in my field, I can collaborate with them pretty easily on Twitter. I can search for others in my same field, so other administrators. I can search for organizations to follow, whatever that might be, like the Secondary Principals Association. I do follow them. Same thing with elementary principals. You can share your ideas on different topics. So I could share, whatever I want to discuss. I could share that on Twitter, and others can follow that and discuss it with me. You share what's going on in your school. It's a great way as a principal to get your school out there. Parents' night. If you have something neat that you're doing at your school, you can post that here on Twitter, and others can see. And then the greatest thing is you can expand your PLN, your Professional Learning Network. I did come up with a few challenges that you could face with Twitter. Anyone who follows you, they can post or respond to what you've posted, so you may get negative feedback from certain people. It can be difficult to find a handle that fits you, like we discussed earlier, with over 200 million already being used. You are limited to 140 characters. If you post something on Twitter, you can only put 140 characters on there. Now there are ways around that, but if you just post directly to Twitter, you do have to be aware of that. And then is a chance that you could get into some spam with Twitter if you click on the wrong link, but that pretty much has to do with anything online. The next thing I do want to review is my next Web 2.0 tool, and that is Google Docs. So let me bring that up real quick. Google Docs are a great way to get feedback from teachers or anybody who you send these to without having to send out emails and then having to wait on replies from them. It is very user-friendly and allows everyone that you invite to view the document. They can view what is being shared from others. This is how it works. What you'll need to first do is belong to Google. And it's easiest through email. So if you have a Google account, a Google email account, then you can get to this. Our school has transitioned everybody to a Google school email account, so I'm fortunate there. So what you do is you go to your Google Drive, which you can get there from here. You click Drive, which I'm on this page already. You go to Create, and then you would create a document. And this is what it would look like. I'm going to create a document called, I'm going to say that I'm a principal right now, and we have a faculty meeting, let's say on August 12th. So I'm going to name this document, let's see, questions to review in meeting on August 12th. So that would be the title. Okay, and then I'm going to come up with some different topics that I want my staff to be coming up with questions for. So let's say we're going to discuss our grading policy, our attendance policy, our evacuation plan, and maybe our professional development days. So this is what everybody who I invite to view this is what they would see on the document. So as soon as they get it, which I'll go take you through that process here in a second, but as soon as they get it, let's say they come up with a question for grading policy and they want to know what should they input. What do I put in the grade book for no participation? So they can post that. As soon as they post it, it will update everybody else's documents that they receive from me, and they will be able to see that. So you're not going to get any shouldn't get any repeated responses from anybody. Okay, so this is the process that you go through. So I created this document, and I'm going to share it. Okay, it does come up with a link that they can reach it from. Here's who has access. You can share it by public on the web. I don't suggest that. It says here anyone on the internet can find an access. No sign-in required. Same with anyone with a link. Our school has one set up for anyone in this R1 school district or people in the R1 school district with the link, but I would share it with specific people. If you have one set up for, say, your high school staff, I'm the principal of my high school, I could do it that way also. So if I go to specific people, and then I could just start inputting names. So let's say I want to send it to Ethan, and I want to send it to Amber, and I want to send it to Megan. Okay, you just input their email addresses, then you hit send, and what it would do is it would send them the link to this sheet that I've made, and they would click on the link and it would take them straight to this, and then they can input their thoughts on this, and then I would also be able to view it. Like I said, the good thing about this is everybody who I send it to, as soon as they type something, everyone who receives this will be able to see the information they input. Alright, so it is a great tool to use. Again, I am going to show you some advantages and disadvantages that you may face with using the Google Docs. Here are some examples. Anyone you invite can access the document, so if you want to just keep it to your staff or whoever you want to send it to, they are the only ones who can view it. The text is updated automatically for everyone to see. I've covered that a few times. That's one thing that I like about it the best, is as soon as you type something, everybody can see what you typed. And it don't have to sort through replies on emails. So, if I was to send out this same questionnaire to everybody in my staff, I would have to wait for each individual reply or response and then go through those. And again, they would probably repeat because they can't see what everybody else had posted. So that is a great advantage. Some challenges maybe you might face with Google Docs There can be an occasional glitch, which again that can happen with anything online. I ran into something this summer where it didn't update what everybody else was typing, but those can be fixed. And then, one thing you need to be sure of is to only invite those who you want to respond. So I wouldn't want to make it public. That way I don't get responses that I don't want from people who shouldn't be receiving it. Okay, that brings me to the last thing that I want to review, and that is a mobile app. Which, let me get there. The mobile app that I'm going to review with you guys is called Remind. It used to be called Remind 101, and they've changed it to just be called Remind now. It's a great way to send out mass texts to people who subscribe to the account that you have. This is how the Remind works. I've brought up the account that I have. Is called Monette Softball, and this is what I use to reach my softball players and parents if I need to remind them of something. What you do is you'd first come up and you would create your own account. So if I wanted to create another account, I could go to add a class, and it'd take you there, and you could come up with your class name and then your class code. Now it comes up with your own class code, and you can go back and change that. I never changed mine, and this is what it came up with. So it did come up with @MONET, which if I could change it, I would probably change it and add a T on just so that it would say Monette. But that's how that works. That's how you would get on it. When you're ready to invite people to receive your texts or by email, you would click on the link right here to invite them. And you can do it one of two ways. You could download a PDF handout if you had a meeting, say you had a parent meeting with parents, or if you was going to do it as a principal with your staff, you could hand them the PDF handouts. Or you could also do it by presentation. So this is what it would look like if I did it by presentation. This would be on my screen, and I'd present it to everybody who I want to subscribe. If somebody wanted to join my account, they would text this message. So they would text @MONET to the number that's listed up here, right here, 616-604-4287. And what it would do then is it text them back, telling them to text back to me, or back to that number, the name that they want me to see. Okay, so if their name is Tina, they would text back Tina, and then that way it would come up on my web page, or on my page, Tina has now joined my class. And then after this process, they'd be added to my classroom and would start receiving any texts that I have for them. And to do that, what I would do is I would click here I could go to my Monette Softball, and that would send everybody who has signed up for my Monette Softball, they would get this text. Okay, and it's like Twitter, you get 140 characters to send to them. I would write out my message, and then it would say send here if I got out of schedule, and you would send it there. Some good things about this: you can attach something to it, or you could also, like it showed earlier, you could schedule it for later. So if I didn't want it going out till tomorrow at 5:30, I could click tomorrow at 5:30 and then schedule it to go out to everybody. Some advantages and disadvantages with this would be, again, some advantages is you can send out mass texts, so you don't have to text each individual person. You don't receive texts back, which is great as a coach or a teacher in today's society, so you don't get in trouble for texting individual players. It texts it out to everybody or whoever you choose, and also the parents would get the same text as well. And then you can, like I showed you earlier, you can schedule it when it releases to them. Maybe some challenges with Remind: you can't receive text back, so that could be a challenge if they had a question, they can't get back to you. And you only get 140 characters, once again, just like Twitter. Okay, so that is my last tool that I showed you. I hope that this has been an informative presentation and you've learned something, and I thank you for your time. Thank you.